Hi everyone, we are back for our 8 o'clock show, and so I just want to have a little bit of a preamble before we bring our next guest in. This has been an amazing learning for me of what we can do just sitting at home, and also be able to have the kind of conversations I want to have with people while I'm at home, but be able to have in front of many people. So I want to share with you how this whole thing started. I was talking to Vipasha one day, who is my colleague and who's also on the show. She's my, producer, co-creator, all kinds of stuff. And we were chatting, and then I said, I decided in this time when I'm home, I will talk to a different person every day, to learn something new about them, or to see how they're doing, or to catch up with them, or whatever. So she said, why don't you do it live? You want to catch up with people anyway, so why don't you do it live in front of everyone? And so that's sort of how this started. So there isn't a very professional reason to do it. There isn't a very professional setup to do it. I do it in my library with my usual books, and my 16-year-old son helped me to do it. And so that's how this came about. So what I love is actually meeting people who do this more professionally, who've been doing this for a long time, as to how you communicate with a whole group of people and learn something about them. And how do you make sure that your voice is heard? And how you use that combined network to doing good in this world. So I'm bringing on someone today who's a radio personality, who's an actress, who's a fondly called Mumbai Ki Rani. And Mumbai, most of the days, wakes up to her on Red FM, and she raps and she acts. And by the way, she also has a sports commentary for NBA. And so she does, inspired by Me Too, a show called Maybe on JIOSAAVN. Somebody like a Vidya Balan says that she's very authentic, and someone like a Shah Rukh Khan says that she's so comfortable with the common man, and it's really, really remarkable. So she has a huge fan following among one and all, not just celebrities, among one and all. And I would love to bring on, I don't want to give her any one title because she is somebody who is, multi-dimensional. So I want to say one more thing. Her claim to fame is through radio. And I just have to share with all of you why I love radio. Because, like I'm talking to you right now, but this is video. And, but, for this, I have to rehearse it, I have to look a certain way, and what I look like, what everything looks like, etc. When someone is on radio, the only thing you have is their voice, right? So it's important to, connect with somebody through their voice. And that's what I like doing, is finding someone through their voice. And the other thing is, I have to tell you about some of the radio personalities I really, really like. In US, I lived in United States for a long time. And, for me, driving to work, driving to meetings, etc., the radio was constantly on. And in US, it was turned on to National Public Radio. And I loved the programs. And especially, we have... okay, hold on 1 second. I think I see...
Hi, Malishka. How are you?
I think we need to make
I've been seeing all your Instagram posts. You're singing while you're doing dishes. You're singing while you're eating, and you composed a whole song for Easter and
Oh my
all
God,
that
you
stuff.
saw that! You saw that! So my life has,
I
I
just
think,
called to
two.
say, keep
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from me.
yeah. Good, no? I think my life's aim is this to funny it up and tell people the truth. It has always helped. Almost
Yes,
always. How
yeah,
have you
yeah.
been? Big hugs, big
Um,
virtual hugs, Lakshmi.
yes, and we are like hugging each other virtually right now
Yeah,
because
I
I
dressed
can't.
up for you. I dressed up for you. Kindly, kindly, please. I mean, I
Let me
naturally.
see.
Oh,
Oh, very, very beautiful red dress.
yeah, yeah.
And
It's because
I
mostly
also,
you wore a sari.
so I've been seeing all your posts and you're doing a lot of stuff about
Yeah.
COVID, about, etc. So we're going to get to all that. But I want to actually ask you a few things about how you got started, Malishka. I mean, there are many people who have
Who want
probably
to know?
personalities, who are fun, etc. But it's not just you made a career, you made a persona out of it, right? I mean, you're Mumbai Ki Rani, so not many
Thank you.
people get to say that.
I get to say that. Even if they say it, and even if I say it, it's like somebody asked me the other day, so this Mumbai Ki Rani, I said, don't you remember the chief minister?
Yeah.
He put that crown on my head. And the person for a second thought it could be possible. And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can carry it off, I guess, because I've been doing this on the radio for 14 years. Um,
Yeah.
I love my
So I wanted
city.
to ask you, like, 14 years ago when you started, did you come in? I mean, obviously you interviewed, you got a job, etc. But did you start saying this is the persona I want to build, or is it something that evolved over time?
No, it definitely evolved over time because I remember at my first job, which was a radio station called Win 94.6, I started crying after being on the radio for 5 days on the morning show.
Uh,
I think that was the only
uh-huh.
time I allowed myself to feel how much responsible and how much you're doing really on a daily basis. It's a lot of
Mhm,
content you're putting out there and you had better
mhm.
enjoy it because if you don't, you're going to die. So in the first 5 days, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what to talk about. So I actually had a breakdown. And then my programming head back then, Veera, who's now in Bangalore, she used to be a
Uh,
morning jock and then she became a programming head. And she panicked and then she just calmed me down and she wrote me something. She said, talk about coffee. Talk about coffee if that's what you want. And she wrote, and I looked at it and I said, that's so sweet. And I looked at what she had written was beautiful. And I knew that that was not me, but I got what she
yeah.
was saying. I wiped my
Hmm.
tears and I got onto the radio and I've never looked back again, Lakshmi. So
Yeah.
it's not,
And
and along the
the,
way, like in the beginning, I think, you didn't know what radio was supposed to be or what FM was supposed to be. I really built it. I built it with senses. I built it with what is making me have fun, what the people are
mhm.
saying, how people are reacting. And then I really realized if I enjoy it, then people will. And people can
Yeah,
enjoy lots of things, right? So it could be only
correct,
Bollywood. There was a time when it was
correct,
going to Bollywood and I lost my mind. I was like, I can't do this. I can't keep talking about Bollywood because that's not all that people want. Bollywood should be the sprinkling. And
correct.
so then
Yeah,
slowly, I mean, it's a city. It's maximum city. It's the craziest city in the world. I decided let's talk about things that matter to Mumbai. And then stories
correct.
started coming to me. Now stories come to me. People write to me, call me. Can you cover this?
Yeah.
Can you speak about this? Some of them are just like,
Mhm.
trying to push their brand. I'm smart.
Yeah.
But some of them are
Right.
genuinely doing good work.
One of the things I was saying before you came on is that I love radio because it's the voice. You're connecting to the voice. You're not disturbed by anything else, what somebody
Absolutely.
looks like, wears, or whatever. It's like pure in a lot of ways.
It's the same for the
And
radio personality as well, because we don't have anyone
correct,
talking to us, interrupting my
correct,
thought. I can be the purest version of me. I can say what I feel without wondering, oh my God, what is this person thinking? It's an empty
correct.
room and so it's the pure, so you're really growing, you're figuring out who you are, what you're putting out there. Do you want to put this out there? And
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful medium, yeah. It has really made me who I am in time.
So tell me, like, when was the shift for you, where you knew that, wow, with my personality, with the reach I have, I can actually make a difference. It's not just entertaining or
Yeah.
people wake me, but you've become really a force in actually making things happen. You've done plastic surgery where like some 1400 kgs of plastic was collected in like 3 days or 5
Thank
something
you.
like
Thank you,
you
Lakshmi. People will imagine I did plastic surgery. And I was like, no. That's not what I did. We got plastic collected
right?
from the people in Mumbai. And we
Yeah,
collected it to make it polyfuel and we called it plastic surgery. मैंने तो नहीं कराई है भाई plastic surgery अब तक at least.
correct. So what was the first thing you did like that where you felt, wow, we can actually do something with everybody?
I have an answer to that. So,
Yeah.
so once I started doing radio, of course, everyone around me started saying, "Oh, you're so good," and I was like, "Oh, so sweet." All of that was very entertaining. I used to carry a book around and I used to write in it, earlier.
Right.
Whatever I noticed, I was like, "The world is so beautiful. There's so much to be told." So I used to write stuff
Yeah.
down. Tushar Pujari, Mumbai Ki Plastic
Yeah.
Surgery. Yes, yes. So I used to
Uh-huh.
write stuff. Till one day, my friends were in the car. They took the book and they threw it. They were like, I said, okay, I get it. Because I was so obsessed with collecting content and like, oh, wow, this
Correct.
happens in the city. Oh, Dadar Bhaji Market. But what really changed, apart from me getting feedback from people, was we started doing this thing. And I'm very immensely proud of it, which is called Bajao for a Cause. We still do it on the radio. It's my baby, and I'm very proud and happy to announce it gets done all over the country now. But we started it with the idea was that if we have a medium with a voice, with credibility, let's get a cause and let's get Mumbai to contribute to it. So the first
Right.
one that I ever did was for children that were affected and infected with HIV and AIDS. Okay. So there was a place called CCDT. They had another center in town. And these kids needed help. Their roof needed repairing. They needed computers to study, etc., etc. So we said, let's start out with this. So what happened was the radio station. So I started telling people on the radio every day for 3 weeks about these kids. And people had to pledge to donate or send us checks or whatever the mechanism was at that point. Oh my God. That was the first time. There's a literal physically you felt when the money came into the account. You knew how many
Yeah.
people were listening. You knew that there were, and people would call up, kids would call up and say, Didi, this is my pocket money for the week or the month. And I had to break my piggy bank. I got 200 rupees and and it was I cried during that show and it still remains one of my favorites. You know what the interesting thing was, Lakshmi? Whenever we've done Bajao for a cause, I can't tell you about other times, though I believe we're one of the most high, listened to radio stations, but we were banging number one, like down every day for those 3 weeks for sure. And I was like, but they're hearing the same stories and again, and yet they were contributing to the cause. They were stuck to the radio. Even right now, Lakshmi, as we speak, there was a research that was out a few days ago that 82% of the people tuned into radio during this time. Do you know how heartwarming that is? Because the industry in itself got really worried that people are not in their cars. Where will they listen to us? But life finds a way, especially when you listen to news channels and they're blabbering about stuff you don't really need to know. Or things that are only increasing your stress. Where is the healing touch to this, And I think radio plays that role. And for me, even now, like from Bajao for a Cause back then, after that we did a lot, Lakshmi. We collected lakhs and lakhs of rupees. In fact, 1.5 years back, the last one I remember, one was Kailash Satyarthi Foundation, which all of the country did. But the one that we did was for again a place in Kamatipura, AIWCC. They were called Apne Aap Awaaz Foundation. Tushar, if you're here, tell me the name. And for the kids of the commercial sex workers, I went and met the commercial sex workers. I spoke to the kids and they would tell me their heart-wrenching stories and how some of them were suffering. And the city, we collected 1 crore in 3 weeks on the radio, Lakshmi. I mean, if anyone tells me that the medium is dying, 2 slaps. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I want to bring it to today, for this COVID thing, what are some of the things that you're doing? Obviously not just, in awareness, but also Is there any call to action? Tell me what are some of the
Yes.
things you've been doing. He just wrote
So,
it's apne aap women's.
yeah, it's apne aap women's collect. Thank you, Tushar. Tushar, keep putting up what all we're doing also. I'm going to tell Lakshmi
Yeah.
that. So Tushar is my very capable producer. I want everyone to just please say a big hi to him because it's not easy to do what they're doing. Because look, this
Yeah.
is my, oh, by the way, this is my home setup. Do you want to see?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my mic. This is the
Okay.
laptop. This is the software through which I send everything. Here's
Yeah.
my
It's your
headphones.
little radio
Ah!
station.
Yeah,
Ah,
the
okay.
radio station's at home. But my
Yeah.
team also does a great job because now it's not, I used to go to the radio station, walk in, put on the mic and start talking because it was all live. Now it goes through them. So they work
Correct.
really, really hard. My team, Akash, Tushar,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rest of them. We pulled together a beautiful concert a couple of days back. I don't know if you saw it. It was called the Care Concert. And the funds went to the Prime Minister's, the PM Cares Fund.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
the first week it was very harrowing, Lakshmi. We were all and the work was immense because we didn't know how to do this from home. So any time in the day and the night we were recording, putting on makeup, and it got very, very stressful. We started doing lives. So I'm going to start with the lighter stuff I did. I remember I just wanted people to feel like everyone is in this together, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a common man. So Kriti Sanon, Vidya Balan, Ada Khan. I started bringing celebrities onto the live. Now it's an automatically running machine. A lot of lives are happening, but I started bringing them to the live at Red FM India, so people could see what they were doing and to realize that they're also at home, sitting doing exactly what you and I are doing. Then
Correct. Yeah.
what happened is I realized I had more of a voice when I started seeing our CM put up stuff. I approached them. I approached the office and I went to Aditya Thackeray and I told him that, look, if there is any way that I can help you guys, my voice is available. We are available. And it's been amazing since then, you know. I don't want to say this again, but the first week itself, or maybe the first, second, third day, there was this woman from Behrampada who called me and said that 150 households have no ration. So I connected them through Aditya to the CM's office. And then that evening itself, 200 kilos of food was reached to them. The next day, Juhu Gully, the same thing happened. The MLAs got in touch with me. And, you know, I guess this is a time when even politicians, doctors, healthcare workers, they've gotten in touch with us also so that we can disseminate information. Like I've had the head of Just Lok Hospital, epidemic diseases. He's been giving me information. He's been on air with us. I've been connecting people with people. And on a daily basis on the show, we have different people. We have different people who will tell you things you need to know. Like how many people have died today? You perhaps know. How many cases you know? How is it helping you except putting more fear in your heart? What can you do? So that is what we're helping with. Like tomorrow on my show, we have this very amazing man called Shankar. I want to tell you about Shankar because Shankar, do you know him? Shankar,
No, I just saw Shankar from Kapatipura. You know, the Tushar just put it up.
Yes,
Shankar from
he did. Shankar, yeah, I know Tushar. I know. I got this. So Shankar is a man I met 2 years ago when we were doing a Bajao for a Cause itself, I think. Yes, during the Bajao for a Cause for commercial sex workers, like I was telling you. Shankar is a wonderful man. He's rehabilitated. He used to be a certain kind of person and he is amazing. Because of Shankar, I and my team, we got entry into those areas in Kamatipura where people are never allowed. Like, we are never allowed. But Shankar told them what I was doing and what my organization was doing. Do you know, Lakshmi, and this obviously couldn't be documented, as I walked through the streets of Kamatipura, the women, the commercial sex workers, showered flowers on us. I will never forget that. I was like, what is happening? And these women, and I'm walking through these streets with my team, and then they put a pagadi on, and flowers and flowers. And I was like, what is happening? So he told us, they know why you're here. They know that through you, their children will be educated because through you, the people of Mumbai will know what needs to be done. And I was so touched. That's one of my favorite moments on radio that is not documented because obviously you can't show their faces. So Shankar now, at this point, feeds about 10,000 women in that area because they can't go and get out their own groceries. He is feeding strays in the area. He's got an ambulance. That's how he's actually, his main primary work from what I remember back then was ambulances because there would be so many commercial sex workers who would be affected by different kinds of diseases and one fine day would just find themselves on the road. And Shankar would go through the streets, pick them up and take them to the hospital, which is a service he's still offering with the Mumbai police, etc., etc. And it's brilliant. I mean, these people need to be showcased. These stories need to be told. You can't keep rehashing stories of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. When on earth will we be bhai bhai, yaar? It's annoying,
Yeah.
and I'm done. I'm done. I cannot
Yeah.
fuel that fire. I mean, COVID hasn't distinguished between you and me, between rich and poor, between single, non-single, between Pakistan, Hindustan. How
Any
dare we?
country.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're calling it sting operations. They're going after kids. They're going after madrasas. They're going after religious institutions. Is this the time? I mean, of course, call it out. It needs to be done. If a particular group of people, anyone, maybe anyone, has been irresponsible, they have to be. But you can't vilify them at this time and to suit agendas, because everyone is in the same boat and everyone is scared. As you know, like, everyone is scared. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? The
And
lockdown was
also,
for 21 days.
yeah, and we were saying that in some ways, this COVID has shown us all that we are all equal, and nature supersedes all of us.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
behave as much as we want, and when it hits back,
it does.
I mean, we've seen it in smaller doses, be it cyclones or avalanches or things like that. But this is no country borders, no people borders, no nothing. Rich, poor, everybody.
This is the
So
big smack.
Yeah. And it's in some ways it's bringing us together. My friend Palki was talking today about COVIDarity. Like it's sort of how COVID is bringing a solidarity. Bringing us all together.
It's true.
So I told him immediately go to Creative Commons and kind of get this term, because it's really, I mean, these are the times we are coming together. So so I want to congratulate you first of all. I think you
What did I do?
Use your popularity to help other people. And that's one of the things we always talk at Inc. Also, you've been to an Inc. Live, you've been there, and one of the things we always talk about is that what did this connection result in? When you connect people, when you make something happen, what effect did it have? What result did it have? So I think that's sort of something you're proving on a daily basis, what influence
Thank you.
have. And people are COVIDaholic or something like that right now. And so like Rashid Bhai's wife, they have a small daughter, mother Nasreen, Sultana Nazma was visited. So somebody is writing about something you've done, I think.
Have I?
So, and by the way, you have Shakil from Bangladesh saying hello to you, in previously.
Oh, yeah. And he saw me in Khatron Ke Khiladi. He became a fan when he saw me on Khatron Ke Khiladi. Baby doll, तुझे पता नहीं मैं क्या-क्या खतरे मोल लेती हूँ. Generally life में चूहे तो कुछ भी नहीं है. So
I have a couple of questions about something. You've done many other things other than radio, and one of the things
that's what keeps me alive.
For NBA, how was it to do a sporting event?
So you know what? It's very crazy. When I was in school, I'm the shortest person in any gathering. I'm telling you, I have not gone to a gathering where there is someone shorter than me unless they're 10 years of age. Okay. And so when I was a kid in school, I played kabaddi and I played throw ball, and I stand closest to the net and manage those shots. But apart from that, like, sports it has been a part of my life, but very like, chalo, let's play kho-kho, badminton kind of thing. But the first thing I ever did, I think, was when I started hosting for boxing. So when Vijender Singh was the boxing, I have done at least 2. And it was very amazing because you had to go live and talk about what is going on. And I am live, but it's a very different space when there is a camera on your face. Like right now, it's like I'm talking to you. There could be a world here, but I'm talking to you.
Correct.
But that time you get very conscious. So that was great. And then after that, the NBA was 5 a.m. I did a couple of slots for them. And I had to go and learn about it because, I mean, I know so many people are such big fans, but it's not like cricket in India yet. So I had to go and learn about it, and it was quite fascinating. It was good. It was great fun. The guys were great. We used to chill at 5 a.m.
Especially with your height, you must have been to the waist of most of the people, right?
I refused to take pictures unless I was on a stool.
I was, I lived in Portland, Oregon for a long time, and Portland Trailblazers, were like very popular. So once I was traveling, and the entire flight was all Trailblazers. There were like 20 of them and their managers. and I stood up to get from the flight, and I'm
I can imagine.
everybody goes, and only then I'm going because I'm down there. They're all like crowding over me. So that's one sport where it's like, for sure they're all like
Lakshmi.
2 feet from you.
Lakshmi, I feel ya, girl. I feel ya.
I was like, I can't even take a picture with them because the shot will either get them or me unless they're sitting on the floor.
Top of my... Unless they bend down to kiss you. Yeah.
You also have acted, Malishka. So how has it been for you, acting?
So for me, I've always been an actor. I've never identified, ask the people in my organization and they'll tell you. To me, I genuinely, so here's my philosophy in life. Don't box me. You'll hear this. I hate being boxed. And as a result, when people call me RJ Malishka, it annoys the hell out of me. Though I understand it is because it's...
You noticed I didn't say that.
I know I did. That's what I'm saying, girl. So not because I love my job. I love the radio. I love what I do. But I just feel that when you put something in front of someone's name, which is not their God-given name, then the people start boxing you and you fall into... And I've never done one thing. I have never, since I was a kid, I was a singer, dancer, actor. Acting was my first passion. I've done theater all my life, and I've always wanted to be an actor. The thing is, like I keep saying, मैंने बोलना जल्दी शुरू कर दिया था, and apparently I was fantastic at it. So people don't get to see too much of the other side, but it's a passion, and I will chase it more this year. I'm chasing it more, even I won't say the word chasing, but I do want to do more of that. And there'll always be RJ and actor, because I believe you have to put out into the universe what you want. There was a time when you were, this is not that time, but there was a time earlier when people were very reticent about saying what they want. Okay, what will the world think? I really don't care what the world thinks. I know I'm good at this. I will pursue it.
Yeah.
You can.
My grandmother used to say that you should always say what you feel, because there are these tadhastu gods running around there. You never. Who will say tadastu? So it's sort of like you should always put the words out, and it has an amazing way of going into the universe and reaching places that you can't think of. So you can say anything. Like I always say, I want to meet George Clooney. Like you never know. But actually, now it's like I want to meet Amal Clooney before I meet George Clooney. My companionship has shifted a little bit. I mean, both of them together would be like the best, but if I have to pick one, I'll pick her now.
I get. You're a girl's girl. I love it. And it'll happen, Lakshmi. You are the person. If it doesn't happen to you, kiss saath hoga. It'll happen to you.
So you
Once
put it out there.
Traveling.
You might create a bridge there. Who knows?
But I have started putting it out there. And there's so much avenue now. The one you're talking about, I guess you saw me in Tumhari Sulu, which was the biggest. And I've done a bits here and there, but it was brilliant and it was a great experience. And I kept thinking, wow, if all film sets are like this, because I love saying that they used to cut apple would come to my vanity van. I would lie down there. There would be a script, because nobody gives me a script. Even there, I improvised because it's me, and because the director was very wonderful. Suresh Triveni was like, I wanted to bring the authenticity of who you are to the job. So people keep telling me, Arey, you played yourself. I'm like,
train Vidya Balan also, so not bad.
But that was because, Munna Bhai, she's a very intelligent actor. Vidya Balan's a Jaan, So that was because when Munna Bhai started, radio also was very new. So she didn't have an idea of what exactly it is. So I took her through some. Now, of course, the second film that she had become a pro, because now she's been to so many radio stations. She knows what it is like. But yes, that first film I did, and she's a person who compliments easily and compliments truly. It's indeed an honor, because after my first,
she's as, she's herself.
She's wonderful. And also I remember after my first shot, she turned around and she looked at me and she said, you can't be doing this for the first time. You're so good. I was like, shut up. She was like, no, you're really. And that encouragement of an actor of that caliber, it makes you feel really good. But I really truly believe that I would make a fantastic actor. You should see me crying.
Yes, So we are out of time. So you want to wrap up? You want to say something? You want to sing? What do you want to say?
What I want to tell everyone at this point is that, guys, you might still see people smiling and laughing on their Instagram and have all this fun and all of that is happening. But at the same time, let me tell you, it's a crazy time for mental health. It really is.
Yes.
It's things
Yeah.
that you don't even realize, because I've already had 2 or 3 breakdowns. I've cried and I was all dressed up and about to do an interview, and I lost it and I didn't know what, because it's suddenly something triggered and I started crying and my makeup went for a toss and I had to ask for some time. And don't feel ashamed to ask for that time. Don't feel ashamed to take care of yourself. Like even with my organization, I have told them that there are some things I can do and there are some things I cannot do, because it's also a time of self-care where you must figure out when you need that space in that time. So take that time for yourself. Know that you're cloistered in a room with your family. It's not the easiest thing in the world sometimes. Know that your words might run away with you. Know that your dimag might run away with you. And take care of that as much as you can. If you need to talk to somebody. I talk to my friends that I didn't know I could talk to about stuff that I now know I can talk to about such stuff, because everyone's in the same boat. You just start and they're like, same. And it's wonderful.
Correct.
So there is help out there. Please take care of yourselves mentally, because the whole world is in this together. Salary cut हो रही है, सबकी हो रही है, job loss हो रहा है, बहुत ही हो रहा है. Of course, it's a horrible time. It's not easy, but it's also a great time. I'm kind of enjoying it. So take care of yourselves, guys.
Thanks a lot, Malishka.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Always lovely
catch up with you again soon. We'll talk on the phone now that we both are home and we know where to find each other.
Guys, I'll see you. I'm my Malishka in case you're looking for me.
Yes, follow my Malishka and yes, and Mumbai Ki Rani.
Thanks.
So
Bye.
And also follow Lakshmi Praturi, follow Ink Talks. I just want to say we are going to take a break from the show for the next 3 days. We'll be back Friday evening at 8 p.m. with my Telugu show. So for those of you who want in English, be back on Saturday. For the next 3 days, I'm co-hosting a conference, EXO World Summit. If you're interested in registering, all the information is on my Instagram, EXOREG at inktalks.com. Write to us. You're welcome to join us. And so break for next 3 days. And thank you so much for your time. And here is to Malishka for giving us a great evening. And just remember what she said. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. Thank you. Bye-bye.